Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Paragon guide. I am Siphon, and in this guide we are going to discuss Sevarog. So, ladies and gentlemen, Sevarog is a very interesting fighter that can be used in a multitude of ways. This tutorial guide is going to use the starter deck tank physical damage deck. So right off the bat, make sure that you come up here and toggle off suggestions. If you were not interested in following this guide, you are obviously here for something else. So that is exactly what we're doing. We're going to go for a health, a mana, and this is important. If you already have a jungler on your team, somebody that goes into the jungle to collect the wards, the harvesters, then you will not be getting the harvester's key, and instead the scout's ward. But I am going to actually say that we will be a jungler today. Now, what is a jungler and what do they do? If you look on the minimap on your upper right-hand corner of your screen, you will see a minimap. In that minimap, there are white camps that you can kill for experience and card power. Now, what that does is basically it's kind of like free experience that is outside of the lane. That you don't have to be in lane, don't have to fight the enemy that is there, and you can have just kind of have your own way in the lane. So that is why we want to be doing that, but this lane is undefended, so I'm forced to be here. So this Kalari here has to be careful because we might be able to get a last hit, and we do. So why did I focus on that last hit a little much? Is because of the very first ability that we went here with Sevarog. We went with his Q. It has to be the very first ability that you use with Sevarog because of a very key mechanic of how Sevarog works. What he does is he slowly gets more and more powerful with each and every last hit that he does. So as you can see, we've now entered the jungle here, and we have now started killing these white camps. Now, as you can see, his Q ability is Siphon. There's a passive part of it, and there's a active part to it. The passive is Siphon kills grant 3 health and a soul stack. What do these soul stacks do? They, we have to be very careful here. There we go. So you see there that I used it to get 2 last hits on those minions there, and we are stacking his Q. What each stack does is it gives us health, as it says, but also gives 25 bonus damage at each soul stack tier. Now those tiers are at 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100 stacks. At those points, you get 25 bonus damage to our Q. That is why it's important to get these last hits. You also get health, increasing our tankiness, and of course, more damage. So you can see it's a positive feedback loop. The more last hits you do, the more damage you get, the more higher health you have. The more damage you deal, the easier it is to get the stacks and increase that bonus. As you can see, it feeds back into itself. So here you can see that we went to this harvester here on each side of the jungle and built a harvester that you can see right there. That is part of our job as a jungler and why we got that key. There is something else as well that we've been doing a lot so far in this video, and I haven't really explained it all. So the second ability that we got was his E ability. It's called his subjugate ability. It is a absolutely fantastic ability that has a lot of uses. I just used it there, and it deals 50 damage and also roots the enemy in place for 1 second and adds a 140 max movement speed slow for how long? For 3 seconds after that. So it's a absolute monster of an ability on the battlefield, and there you go. I actually missed that last hit there. So it is a absolutely fantastic ability for making just monstrous plays, rooting the enemy in place so that you can kill them and just it's an absolutely fantastic ability. So now that we are back, we are going with a different kind of play here. If we had a jungler and we went with a Scout's Ward, we would replace the Scout's Ward with this Lord's Ward. But since we are the ones placing down the Harvesters, we are going to go with a Lord's Key. A bit of a different key card here, but you can see that you replace one with the other. Now this Lord's Key is a better version of the Harvester Key because we get two of them. We get two keys, and of course it has, as you can see, some stats. We have 4 card power left, and we're going to go and get the Chrono and the Mana. So his ultimate, since we have yet to unlock it, is another very, very powerful ability in Sevarog's arsenal. It is called Colossal Blow. It causes 260 physical damage and knocks back heroes instantly kills minions. So if there's an absolutely massive wave of minions that you really need to kill, then you can certainly use your ultimate for that. We got that kill there on the Richter, but I did not get the last hit. You're gonna have to make sure that you really focus on last hits, ladies and gentlemen, because they are very important for Sevarog. We're already at 10 stacks, as you can see, so that is a bonus 30 health here. We're going to use our ultimate. Oh, and I miss! Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate there would have knocked Kalari way back over here, hopefully landing in our tower, and the tower would have actually attacked that Kalari. So I'm not doing a very good job here with our Q, so hopefully you can do a better job. So here we went all the way to the right side of this right lane here to place our Harvester, just because, A, that is our job, and we want to place them as early as possible to give our team an advantage. So I want to maybe engage here on this Richter. Look at the Q. That is exactly what you want to use, or sorry, your E ability to use it there. Oh, our Grim is getting caught out by this Twin Blast, so I do have to come back and try to tank for him. So let's use our health and mana potions here. This Richter is going to try to escape, but we're going to root him in place just like this, and wanting to get the last hit, and I do. Nice 3 stacks. Something you need to keep in mind about... Actually, let's use our ultimate, knock him. Oh, and I completely demolish him with that ultimate. One thing you should keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, is that hero kills give you 3 stacks on your Q, while minion kills grant you... There we go, and we've got another one. Minion kills grant you 1 stack. So there's a lot going on in this guide, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can stay with me here. There's a lot going on with Sevarog, and he's really quite a complicated hero. So one of the abilities that I have failed to talk about is his right click. It's called Phantom Rush. Sevarog rushes forward 1,000 units, gliding through basically everything, besides terrain. So you can go just like that, go right through pretty much anything. So in the odd chance that you are stuck in the middle of a minion wave, you can go right through them. With the 6 card power, we'll be able to finish off this Lord's Key, give us that all of that damage here, and finally, or sorry, all of that health, that mana, just because we will be using a lot of abilities. Now, in a twist to this build, we're actually going to go with this Amulet of the Veteran. As a tank, we should probably be getting this energy armor and health. However, this early game damage, while certain people in the game aren't doing as much damage as they kind of normally would, we want to create a little bit of an advantage. Early game damage is very, very important and can be very successful if you play correctly. So that is why we're going for that Amulet of the Veteran, just to get a bit of damage, helping us build up our stacks, getting more health, and dealing a little bit more damage, so that later on we can get that card power to be a successful tank faster and better. So as you can see here on the way past the left lane, the enemy has actually taken this Harvester. What I'm going to do is I'm going to very slowly attack this while we kind of are okay here on the lanes. We do have two of the enemy pushing our tower, so you have to be very careful with how you are placing this. Let's try to see if we can use our ultimate to knock this howitzer into our tower. So let's stay here and let him go forward a little bit. There he is. Let's see if we can make this happen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hit him right into our tower. Let's see if I can root him in place for long enough for the tower to start attacking. Yes, there you go. He attacked me, and now we're going to get the last hit. And there you go. We are at 20 stacks now with our Q, and it'll deal 25 more bonus damage. So that is why we are trying to give a little bit of a focus here on damage so that we can get these stacks much easily. So obviously for your skill priority, you want to go with your Q as much as possible whenever it's available, your ultimate before anything else, and then your E and probably your right click after that. It's up to you whether you find you're needing your right click more than your E, but I would assume that you would want to do your E much more, simply because it is such a powerful route here that you can use to great effect on the enemy. What you can do, and don't be afraid to do it, is use your Q to deal damage. It does deal a significant amount of damage once you have a good amount of stacks on it, and it has at this level probably a 6-second cooldown, so it's pretty quick, and you can use that for damage. So here is a big team fight here in the middle lane. We definitely need to have a better map awareness so that we can perform our role. We are a tank after all, so we need to be able to stay with our team and perform that function. Okay, so right now I'm going to come right in between, right under this Twin Blast, knock him as far back into our tower as possible. Let's try to body block him, ladies and gentlemen. What you want to do is, as much as you can, try to body block. So I'm going really far. I'm going to use my right click to get back, and was not able to get that Twin Blast. So I was being quite aggressive there, just simply because I knew that I had my right click, and I knew that I would be able to get away. You can be that aggressive if you are confident that you can make it out alive. So this Amulet of the Veteran will give us a little bit of health when we fully upgrade it, so all of this damage is not totally going against our... It's not totally going against our primary function as a tank. So because of his ultimate and the way that you can kind of baseball people into unfavorable positions, sneaking up like this from behind is actually very, very effective. I could, if I wanted to, have gone in there, dove the tower a little bit, and hit that howitzer into my friendly team. I maybe could do that now, but no, it doesn't look like I'll be able to jump in there and knock howitzer out of his tower. So being sneaky like that is definitely something that is well within the capabilities of howitzer against howitzer with Sevarog. So we have a 4-card power going to do this strike. Look at all of that health and damage that we got. So that will give us that early game advantage, hopefully, that enables us to start a snowball effect. The next step, ladies and gentlemen, involves getting some resistances and some health that will really, really make us tanky for the enemy team. Okay, so one of the best things about Sevarog is that he is an absolute monster when it comes to... Oh, I didn't get that last hit. When it comes to ganking. So that means using the sneaky little pathways around the jungle to come up and sneak on the enemy team. Because he has his root with his E, and because he has his ultimate to knock people around, he is an absolute monster at getting really good utility off on the enemy team. Just like this Twin Blast here, I'm going to knock him this way and then root him in place so we can hopefully deal some good damage, and I get the last hit there with the Siphon. Exactly what we want here in this game. Looks like the team needs help there in the mid lane. Let's head that way and let's see if we can actually... Can we root this Kalari in place? Let's see. She is very, very sneaky. Look at this. Okay, so this howitzer here, I'm gonna play around with a little bit. Should be able to use my Q for some damage. I am very much overextending though, so it looks like this Muriel wasn't able to catch up with me and provide any help. And that's just how it is. Don't be afraid to remove yourself, and just stay back. This Richter is being very aggressive though. Could maybe knock him into our tower, but let's see what we can do here. I'm going to root him in place. Oh, and I missed. One of Sevarog's most important abilities is root, of course. So you really need to use that to great effect. I'm going to get this harvester. Maybe get some white camps before we go back and start the tanky process. So, ladies and gentlemen, how do you become tanky? Well, simply you equipped cards. But more importantly, you have to do an analysis of the enemy team and what kind of damage do they primarily do. So we can see here that Richter deals energy damage. Twin Blast deals physical, Sparrow deals physical, Kalari deals physical, and Howitzer deals physical. Now, this Richter should be going a tank, so his damage is not that important. So we basically have a 3-to-1 for physical damage and energy damage. Now, that leaves me to fill three of the 4 slots that are left coming up with these tempered plates, and 2 are going to be tempered plates, and the one will be tuned barrier for that energy resistance, and then we'll fill the other one with a Pendulum of Lords. Because this is a starter deck, it doesn't have more than 2 physical armor cards, so we have to work within that. So we're going to get tempered plate, a tuned barrier, and a Pendulum of Lords. So let's start here. We want to get as much resistance as possible right off the bat here. So we see that this tempered plate has 2 physical armor upgrades and 1 health, and this one has 2 health and 1 physical upgrade. Let's go with this tempered plate simply because a lot of the carries are not doing as much damage as they will in the later game, so we're not too worried about that. Getting some health, we want to just reduce the damage that they deal. We had actually 5 card points, so I'm going to go with the 3 and the 2 just because I want to use that 1 card power as much as I can. Let's try to gank this Twin Blast on the right side. So hopefully this will be a good showcase of his gank ability here. Doesn't look like it. Oh, a total whiff of my ultimate, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, so this was a whiff. I am simply going to accept my losses here, and we'll just have to lane against this Twin Blast for just a bit here. Looks like hopefully the enemy team or the friendly team should come and help us, but who knows? Will we get 2 stacks there? Yes, we will. We've reached another tier, 40, and that means that we now have 50 bonus damage here on our Q. I'm going to sit here just for a moment. I'm going to take a little bit of damage to hopefully get 3 stacks here, and I do. So they're very nice there with that stack ability. And as you can see, look at how fast we have our Q already. I'm going to try to bait this Twin Blast. Yeah, let's hit him this way, not into the tower though. So let's see, I'm going to use my Q for some damage. Hopefully the Q won't be up. And look, I'm not going to hit him. I'm going to save it for my last hit. And look at that. So you have a very strong presence in lane, and playing playing Sevarog just right will be an absolute force on the battlefield. Looks like this Kalari came to play, but what she doesn't know is we have a Muriel. So let's see, is she going to... here she is. Oh, and the Muriel gets the last hit. So even being low health, you are a wonderful, juicy shish kebab. What's the word? A taunt for the enemy team. With these 3 card power, we're going to be able to finish off this first tempered plate. Look at all of that physical armor that we have. That basically means that we will be taking a much less damage from the majority of their damage dealers. The Twin Blast, Sparrow, and Kalari are all physical damage heroes, so they will certainly be doing much less damage to us than before. Again, the Richter and the Howitzer will be the damage dealer there that will be, be able to deal the most damage to us. The Richter, as he's going tank build, he's not really going to be a concern for us at all. Look, ladies and gentlemen, with my ultimate, I've been able to secure the death here on that Howitzer. This Kalari tried to come in and save her friend, but had to pay the ultimate price. So as you can see here, just by building up our Q, we've been able to increase our health quite a bit here and get some good amount of damage in on our Q. I'm trying my best to stay with my friendlies and just be the tank that they need, but they're seeming to split up quite often. Oh, here is this Twin Blast. He is done for, my friends. Take a look at this. And because we upgraded, very nice ultimate on the Grim. Because we have ultimate upgraded ourselves with physical damage in the early game, we are able to still be relevant in 1v1s, 1v2s, or 2v1s, sorry, or 2v2s. So that damage is very crucial, I feel, to this build. 7 card power. I am feeling like going for this tempered plate, just because the tuned barrier, I'm not going to worry too much about that howitzer damage, and instead go for this tempered plate. The nice thing about this tempered plate is it has more health than it does guard, and since we already have quite a bit, it's the perfect next card for us in this scenario. So let's see if we can make something happen here with our friendly Feng Mao here. I'm going to hit this howitzer back, but he died. So looks like I am all on my lonesome, overextended, and did a crucial error, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of players make, is that if a friendly has overextended, has, kind of committed almost suicide on themselves, let them die. It's very important that you can simply let them die and don't give the enemy an extra kill. Don't let them, get another kill that they wouldn't have otherwise had. So because of this damage, look at this. I can 1v2 a Sparrow and a Twin Blast, and I'm able to get at least a kill here. Now this Twin Blast, as you can see, is not doing very much damage whatsoever to me. I'm able to come over here, freeze down this howitzer, hit him back towards our Muriel, and really secure the kill here. Oh, my Q didn't actually get the last hit, so I'm going to do this. And because we have this Muriel, no, she is too far away. I was going to say she would be able to shield us in this case, but looks like I'll actually need to help save our Muriel with this. Oh, I should have saved my Q because I can actually kill her now. So I'm going to be a little bit nutty here. Do this. Oh, and I don't have my right click. Oh, very nice ultimate from the Muriel. Saves my guts. And I am able to, ladies and gentlemen, get out of there with 69 health. Very lucky. I was counting on my right click being available to me there to get away from getting that last hit on the Kalari, being very chancy. I would suggest not doing that if I were you. You're going to be able to finish off this tempered plate and get a ton of physical armor. We are going to be a very strong presence for our team. And next we're going to go with this tuned barrier. I'm probably going to get this one that has more health than the guard, simply because that howitzer, there's only one that I'm really worried about, that howitzer that deals energy damage. So we're going to get more health than guard there on the tuned barrier. So one thing here in the beginning of the late game is that, well, it's been the late game for a while now, that you need to stay with your team and be that meat shield that they are counting on you being. So right now here, I'm going to be, oh, I missed. I was going to dive into the tower a little bit and secure the kill here on this Twin Blast. Looks like I still might be able to. My E is not fully ready. I'm going to... No, I can't. If I overextend a little bit too much here, the tower will get a little bit too much damage done to me. So I'm not paying attention to how many minions are in the tower, and I'm going to have to be careful here because this Twin Blast is coming for me, but he can't be too aggressive because that will happen here. Let's see if my Q finishes them off, and it does. So very nice that our Q is doing such a good job against the enemy team here because we did get that damage, because we have been leveling it up 66 stacks here. It will be a very effective tool here in the end game. So one thing you can do, as you're seeing me here, is tanking the tower. Now, only when you get a fair amount of resistances can that be viable. Simply because in a recent patch here, before the beta is released, resistances now also applies to towers. So I was able to, as you saw there, tank that tower and take not that much damage. We're doing a good job of staying alive here, so very, very nice build here. Okay, I just tanked the tower here. I am trying to be as a nuisance as I can here, getting in the way, getting my body in front of the enemy, but it looks like I will be... Oh, what a great shield. Our Mariel is absolutely fantastic. I am being very, very aggressive with my tanking, with my positioning, really getting in the way of the enemy and taking a lot of damage. So this tuned barrier here that we will get with the two health upgrades will certainly be very, very nice indeed. 4 card points with to get 400 more health should very much help us here in the end game. Now, depending on how your team is playing, it depends on which good buff you want to get here in the jungle. As you can see, if you take a look on the upper right part on the minimap, you can see that there are blue and red little blobs in the middle of each jungle. What that does is it gives you a buff. As you can see here, there's a little orb that gives you a buff. This blue one gives you cooldown reduction and energy regeneration, which is mana. So because we are going to probably remove some mana cards later, we might need that. With all of his abilities, and especially since they are so important, you're going to be using them a lot. I mean, really, it's up to your friendly team with what orb you want to get. He can obviously benefit from physical damage and increased movement speed with the red buff, but the blue buff gives you that cooldown reduction so you can use your very important and very impactful abilities more often. So it's a trade-off. Which one do you take? It'll have to be dependent on what team you're up against. Or that the team, yeah, both. The team that you have and the team that you're up against. So we are reaching the very final push here on the enemy core, and we have 4,091 health. Very nice 4,094 health. So it's a very, very nice... That Feng Mao is completely dead. I can certainly save him here by rooting this Kalari, but I can actually use my ultimate here, maybe if I stand in the way here. Ooh, this Mariel is coming in, so let's be a little, whoopsies, let's be a little aggressive here. Look at all this damage we are taking. I'm going to hit these guys back. There we go. So as a tank, I have now basically told my team this howitzer needs to die. And hopefully he will. Let's see if we can. There is my Q to finish him off. Look at all the damage that we are not taking Now that Kalari is dead, this Twin Blast is certainly dead. He should have retreated as he saw his enemy dying around him. Get that Q on him. 84 stacks, ladies and gentlemen. That is 4 times 25? Yes, 4 times 25. 100 extra damage on our Q. And 84 times 3. However much health that is. Math, as I'm trying to do battle here. Something I definitely haven't trained for at all. So this Richter here is being annoying. He certainly is. Their tank. So let's actually focus him out. He is going to be low on health. Look at that. That is the tank's way of saying, let's eliminate this target. So this Sparrow is coming out. We're going to subjugate her and knock her and get in her way. And let's see if we can get her with our Q. And we can. I've extended very, very far. I have my right click. I'm always counting on that right click. So let's see if we can actually get this Kalari as well. No, I missed with my subjugate. As you can see, very, very important to nail that subjugate. Very, very important. So right now, this is a very juicy time here to get these minions and get these stacks built up on our Q. Although I think, ladies and gentlemen, we have started to overstay our welcome. Let's, I should have saved my subjugate there, because this howitzer is already overextended. My Q did not get the killing blow there, so I have to be very careful here. Where is my team? You need very good situational awareness here. I'm running out of my health potions. Let's get this Twin Blast. I did get him. Okay, there we go. And his fate is sealed. You can, of course, use your subjugate into your right click to get some good amount of... let's knock this Richter back. Basically, the tank's way, like I said, of saying, let's kill this person. And hopefully the friendly team here... no, so now I have to get out of here as I am low on health. So don't feel bad in retreating as a tank. You just don't want to die. You really don't want to die. It doesn't look like it will be that much of an issue, though, as we put so much pressure to overwhelm the enemy, and it looks like we will win. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There is the win. Woohoo! What a build, what a fantastic showcase, I think, of Sevarog. He is an absolute monster of a hero on the battlefield. If you are able to use the utility of his abilities, he is just very, very strong. I hope that you can see that with his root on his E, the knockback on his, on his ultimate. The way that his Q stacks for health and damage can make him a very, very strong hero. So we have to go here, we have to find this deck just so that we can go over it one more time. So like I said right at the beginning, you have to see, is there already a jungler that's going to get the key, or are you the jungler? So you're going to either, right off the bat, get either the Scout Sword or the Harvester's Key. Then you go and you upgrade it to the Lord's Key or the Lord's Ward here. Depending on which one you have, you upgrade it. Then after that, I went here with the Amulet of the Veteran. That damage is absolutely crucial to getting your stacks, to just being more relevant on 1v1s, on any engagement really that you happen to be in. That is very, very key. Plus, you still get 300 health, which in the early game is a fair amount. Then you have to do your analysis of the enemy team. What is their damage composition? We had a 3v1. I'm not really counting that Richter as energy damage. It's very insignificant as he is when he is a tank. So we went with 2 tempered plates there, fully upgraded as much as we could before we went to the tuned barrier. This one, simply because that howitzer was the only one, we wanted more health on the upgrades than anything else. We would have then gone with the Pendulum of Lords with greater health for 400 more health for the Chrono, increasing how much we can use our abilities, and some more mana, because if we are using our abilities more often, we need it. So an absolutely fantastic build here. I'm always very surprised at how well these starter builds work out. They really are quite good. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Please comment down in the section below if you found this guide useful, if there's anything that wasn't totally clear that I could explain better. If you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Please share it with the community, and of course, subscribe. If you even found this a little bit useful, then please subscribe so that maybe perhaps I could help you out in the future. So, like always, until next time, take care.